This is the Region 9 Rush. Here's your host, Andy, and that dummy robot.
It's the ESPN 97.7 Region 9 Rush. He's Lawrence. I'm Andy. We're ready to rush best 9 plays from Region 9 this week. Number 9, Snow Canyon versus Logan. Tyden Morris, swing pass, no touchy. He has been excellent filling in for Bretton Stone at tailback. Warriors won that one big. Number 8, we go up to Skyview High School. Braxton Turnbow, one-handed interception in the end zone. Mr. Yes Sir, No Sir. I love that kid. Number 7, Noah Fuilatalolo, swing pass, Junior Lusk. This was about 70 yards. Lusk had a little too much fun going into the end zone, got flagged, but the touchdown stands. Number 6, we stay with Desert Hills. We go volleyball. Hallie Shakespeare, game point. Look at the movement on this serve. Wiggle waggle, ace, onions. They get the win. Number 5, Braden Bunnell, finding one of his favorite targets this year, Preston Mann. This was about 90 yards. This kid has been incredible.
That's a grown man move.
Only the ref to beat. He does it. Pineview wins big against Crimson Cliffs. Number 4, Angie G, Snow Canyon. This is in the state title. Boom! She had several kills in that match. Number 3, this is our rush letter of the week. This is the coach, DeMario Warren. Jaron Garrett, Jack Cook. These two are playmakers. Look at Garrett get out of the pocket as usual, throws off one leg, finds Jack Cook. He's gonna go hash to hash. All the way to the left, goes all the way to the right, gets a couple of blocks. And then my favorite part, watch when he goes into the end zone. Just hands the ball back to the referee. He's been there before, Larry Fitzgerald style. Number 2, we stay up in Cedar. Peyton Murray, D-cleat. Hit of the year, perhaps. Let's see it again in slow-mo. Oh, my goodness. Cedar gets the win 28-0 over Dixie. Number 1, perhaps the best kick return of the year. This is Marcus Kemp. 99 yards, breaks a bunch of tackles. Looks like Tyler Wilkinson back in the day, but in a Pineview jersey. Pineview gets the big win. They've got Bear River on Friday night. How about the Red Kingdom? Trayton Payne had 5 sacks, 3 hurries against Dixie. Peyton Murray, 13 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss. What a game they had against the Flyers. I would be remiss, folks, if I didn't announce that there is an election going on right now. We're going to try to keep you up to date. My opponent, Cedar Pete, is running for the new Rush host. He's getting a lot of support up in Cedar City. It's not too late to get out and vote. It's down ballot, Region 9 Rush host. We love to keep doing the show. Me and Lawrence have had a lot of fun. Cedar Pete's a good guy, but if you haven't voted yet, feel free to do so. All right, time now for our first guest of the night. It's the Desert Hills swim team. Come on out, everybody.
Hi, I'm Jaron Garrett here with the Cedar Reds football team.
Hey, Jaron, what?
Whoa, stop right there, stop it. I'm the host of this show now. Vote Cedar Pete in the election, folks. We're sick and tired of having unfair representation on this show. Dump your chump and the robot in 2020.
All right, well, Cedar Reds, folks, taking over the show. Today's top 5 list is brought to you by Pizza Hut, Bluff Street location. It's the top 5 best things about being a Cedar Red. Number 5.
Answering people's smart aleck questions like, what even is a red?
Number 4.
Playing on real grass, baby. Put away the mower and let it grow.
Number 3.
Vote Cedar Pete for next Region 9 host. Dump the chump and his dumb robot.
Number 2.
Truth is, I can only throw the ball about 30 yards. The Cedar Wind does the rest.
And the number 1 best thing about being a Cedar Red?
Anytime us pine nut pickers beat them sorghum lappers from Dixie.
There's a rush coming. Can you feel it? The crowd, the kicks, the hits. Don't hesitate. If you don't know, you better call somebody. This is the Region 9 Rush. Here's your host, Andy, and that dummy robot.
Welcome back, Region 9 Rush. Time for our obstacle course segment. Lawrence, the pigskin picking robot, is going to be going up against Trayton Payne. Lawrence is going to catch a pass from Jaron Garrett. He's going to weave in and out of these three Cedar Reds. He's going to jump up and grab the sticky note, come back over here, do a karate chop on Bob, and then he's got to come all the way back, front and center right here, and open up this pink jar of pickles. We're going to have a timer on him, and he's going to try to beat one of the best athletes in all of Region 9, Trayton Payne. Do you guys agree with that? Yeah, he's a heck of an athlete. All right, Lawrence, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Pink. Wow, very good time. How about Lawrence, the pigskin picking robot, everybody? Good job, Larry. Let's see if Trayton Payne. Trayton, come on out here. Trayton had 5 sacks against the Dixie Flyers last week. He also plays offense. He's tall, he's rangy. Let's see if he can beat Lawrence's time. Let's get Bob back up here. All right, ready, Trayton? 3, 2, 1, go. In and out. Look at that. Look at this kid. He's an animal. Green. Winner. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back on the Region 9 Rush.
We're the Snow Canyon Jazz Band.
And this is the Region 9 Rush.
Welcome back. Time now for our dude to watch for in the upcoming Region 9 playoff games. We bring in Rustin Burnside, one of the best in the business, to break down the opposing team's best players for each game. Here's Rustin.
Starting off with the matchup between the Bears and the Panthers at Pineview High School. Tailback Case Jones, he's over 1,300 yards, 16 total scores. He's one of Utah's best running backs, and the Panthers may have their hands full when they face off this Friday. Stansbury will visit Snow Canyon on a 4-game winning streak with point totals of 70, 62, and 63 individually. Quarterback Crew Huxford, 15 rushing touchdowns on almost 900 yards on the season for a total of 39 touchdowns. This makes the Stallions signal caller incredibly dangerous and the #1 threat to the Warriors. The Reds of Cedar and the Bobcats of Skyview will clash this upcoming Friday, and for Skyview, they're #1 undefeated and the reigning champs. It's hard to pick one player, but Walter Collin fits the bill, the definition of a do-it-all type of guy. 14 rushing touchdowns on the year, 3 receiving touchdowns, over 1,000 total yards. Makes Collins a threat anywhere he lines up on the field.
Thank you so much, Rustin. We can't wait for Friday night's 3 matchups in Region 9 playoffs. As we said before, there is an election going on tonight. It's not too late to get out and vote. Our slot is down ballot a little bit. Our turnout has been pretty good so far against Cedar Pete. He's a worthy opponent. He thinks he can bring more viewership outside of Washington County. We reach out to Cedar as much as we can. We love Cedar City. I was just up there this past weekend, but Pete is neck and neck with us right now, folks. So if you haven't voted, go vote down ballot. Vote for Andy and Lawrence to continue on as your Region 9 Rush hosts. Here's Cedar Pete arguing his case.
Oh, hi. I'm Cedar Pete. You might know me from my self-published book, Fear: How a Couple of Robots Stole Region 9 from Cedar City. I've lived in Cedar my entire life. My opponent has never even stepped foot in Iron County. He's never had a meal at Brad's Food Hut or bought a gallon of milk at D&D Variety. Region 9 Rush should be for all Region 9 teams, but my opponent only seems to care about Washington County. Elect me, Cedar Pete, as your Region 9 Rush host. And I'll be the host for all Southern Utah Region 9 teams, from Tabernacle Street all the way up to Kitty Hawk Drive in Cedar City. Folks, in 2020, let's dump the chump and that carpet-bagging robot he rode in on. I'm Cedar Pete, and I approve this message.
All right, we're going to call in our pollster expert for the election. Sam, get on out here. Tell us how we're doing. There's still plenty of election day left. How's it going so far?
Not great, Andy.
What's
Not
the
great.
latest?
Not great. Things are not looking good in the rural precincts, Andy. Not looking good at all. Mail-in voting was heavy for Cedar Pete. Voter turnout is at an all-time high in Iron County. We are at threat level midnight here, Andy. Threat level midnight. You can see the dark red areas in St. George, Dixie, and Desert Hills, Pine View areas. We love seeing that.
Good.
We love that.
Yeah.
But Cedar Pete's ground game in Virgin, Colorado City, all the way to Enterprise has made this race way too close to call at the moment. Not feeling too great about this right now, Andy.
Bastard. This is not good.
This is worst case scenario here. This is
Yeah. Okay, I would be remiss if we didn't play Uncle Hank. It's the playoffs. He's been dynamite. Here's my Uncle Hank with his playoff pick for this weekend.
This is Henry Bouchard, Cape Girardeau, Missouri. In 1895, the Bouchards left New Orleans on a steamboat, headed north to St. Louis on the Mississippi River. But we never made it that far because we found the best crawdad we'd ever seen in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And to this day, the Bouchards are a household name in this region. If the Bouchards had been in the Wasatch Front in 1895, they would have attended Salt Lake High School. Oddly enough, it was located in Salt Lake City, Utah. In the 1980s, the Utah Jazz were owned by an alumnus of Salt Lake High School, Mr. Larry H. Miller. Recently, the Jazz were purchased by something called Qualtrics. And this week, Salt Lake High School, now known as West High, is going to go up to something called Lone Peak. And they're going to beat the Fighting Falcons, named by a bunch of millennials, in the upset special of this week. Take West High and the pride of Salt Lake City in this week's Bouchard.
Thank you, Uncle Hank. Time now for our mail segment, one of my favorite times of the week. We get to hear from the unwashed masses that actually watch this show. Letter number 1, Dear Rushers. With so much about the Cedar City versus Dixie rivalry, it's almost like the old, my dad could beat up your dad, I used to say as a kid. Haven't we outgrown this? From concerned viewer. It's funny you should mention that because we have just that right here in the studio today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome St. George Dad. And in the right corner, Cedar City Dad. Ready, fight!
Hey, bro. No, we don't have to do this. We don't have to fight.
You're right. We're both brothers of Brigham anyway. Bring it in. Let's go get some lunch.
That sounds good. Do they have brisket?
No, they've got a Bangkok roll. Green drink. It's awesome. You'll love it.
Green drink? Oh, I'm gonna go back to Cedar.
All right, let's take a look at our look ahead for this Friday night. 3 playoff games on our family of networks here at Cherry Creek Media. On 94.9 FM, KDXU at 4 p.m. It's Bear River at Pineview. You can watch that game on sportsradio977.com. Also at 4 o'clock on KSUB 590 in Cedar, it's the Reds versus the Bobcats up at Skyview. And on ESPN 97.7 at 5 p.m., you can watch Stansbury at Snow Canyon on CEC TV and sportsradio977.com. It's been The Rush. We'll see you next week.